The case that involves Amber Heard and Johnny Depp is one that is causing all sorts of problems across many forms of media. But the longer it goes on, the more it seems that Amber Heard is losing some serious ground in one form or another. Not the least of which is that her credibility is going and getting put through the shredder as more pieces of evidence rise up to challenge her story in certain ways. And her lawyers might actually be doing more harm than good, but how is that possible? I'm gonna break it down for you. But first, do me a favor. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe to watch more videos like this. Let's get started. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard were once married, but within the course of a year, their relationship dissolved and they divorced. Right after, Amber started to accuse Johnny Depp of beating her during the relationship. Depp fired back and has been working hard to try and clear his name, both in terms of Amber accusing him and also the papers who've labeled him very badly. Amber has lost grounds for reasons, but she is also trying to muck up the court proceedings by launching countersuits, trying to dismiss cases, expand discovery of items, and more. Her lawyer team is a key part of her defense, obviously, but keeping them hasn't always been the easiest of things for her. While Amber's current legal team is very much going strong in terms of trying to mount a defense case for their clients, they are not the first lawyers that Amber Heard had. The first team was there for when the defamation suit filed by Johnny Depp was made, and it wasn't until the pandemic that they quit and swapped out. Roberta Kaplan was her lawyer and was associated with the Time's Up movement in Los Angeles and co-founded the movement's legal defense fund. However, the defamation case against Amber Heard isn't happening in Los Angeles like it was originally intended. It's happening in Virginia, and Amber Heard decided to retain Virginia lawyers for the rest of the duration of the case. Instead of being represented by Kaplan, Hecker, and Fink LL, she will switch to local counsel. The organization cited travel and logistics becoming more costly in light of the pandemic as the reasons for bowing out. Given airfare and hotel costs are seemingly at lows right now, that's an interesting comment from the firm, although we have no record of what Heard's finances or what the court case is costing both parties. In addition, given different states have different laws, it's not super unusual for people involved in a case to seek a counsel who's familiar with the penal code of a particular state. Because even the smallest of changes can go and have drastic impacts on the case as a whole, especially when it comes to how a judge will rule. JD's attorney threw some shade on the matter with Adam Waldman, telling that Amber's lawyers, one of whom co-founded the hashtag Time's Up Legal Defense Fund, have now apparently unhitched from Miss Amber's long disproven frauds. We intend to discover why. It is interesting that the head of a movement meant to go and protect women from abuse wouldn't at least stick with the client in some capacity. That Roberta knows something and simply couldn't defend Amber in good conscience. It wouldn't be the first time something like this has happened, and her leaving would be a big red flag for those wondering Amora's innocence in the matter. The other way Amber's lawyers may be exposing her is because of how they failed to counter key pieces of evidence that well and truly paint her as beating him and not Johnny Depp. The biggest piece of evidence in the minds of many is that the audio tapes of Johnny Depp himself recorded during a key night when Amber beat him and she tried to claim that she didn't hit him. Amber says, "I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you, baby. You're not punched. I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you." That's the only snippet of the conversation, but in it you can hear Amber trying to rationalize the hits and even continue to break Johnny by saying that she had hit him, it wasn't a punch. A key way that her lawyers have let her down in a way and exposed her is that they can't say this didn't happen. You can easily hear it's Johnny Depp and Amber in the conversation, so it's not a fake. Amber herself tried and failed to explain it, and her lawyers haven't done much better explaining this away, further putting her into a corner, and it wasn't the only one. Back in 2016, when the former couple reached their divorce settlement, Heard infamously said that she didn't want Johnny Depp's money. She said that she was going to split the settlement between two charities. To be clear, the settlement from the divorce was that of $7 million. This meant that the two charities would go and get $3.5 million as a result. This act would be very telling and likely would have painted Amber Heard in a light that no one would have been able to ignore. You know if she actually did the donation? Johnny Depp's legal team has spent the past year looking into the donations to Children's Hospital Los Angeles and the ACLU in an attempt to find out how much, if anything, she donated. What they found was One of the places the ACLU hasn't given any evidence that Heard donated anything to them, and the Children's Hospital LA, on the other hand, has documents that appear to show that Heard donated $100,000 to the institution, not $3.5 million. The hospital was concerned with the discrepancy in what Heard pledged and what she donated, and reportedly wrote to her in the summer of 2019 to inquire whether or not her pledge would be fulfilled. So that's potentially $6.9 million that is missing from a promise pledge by Amber Heard. That's a massive difference, and not something to be taken lightly, especially given her promise to do this. Heard's attorney Elaine Britta Hoft confirms her client has yet to fulfill the $7 million pledge she made at Children's Hospital Los Angeles and the American Civil Liberties Union. Amber has already been responsible for 7 figures in donations, 2 charitable causes, and intends to continue her contribution and eventually fulfill her pledge, Britta Hoft explains. However, Amber has been delayed in that goal because Mr. Depp filed a lawsuit against her, and consequently, she has been forced to spend millions of dollars defending Mr. Depp's false accusations against her. Britta Hoft also alleges that Johnny Depp's legal representatives are purposefully speculating about the status of Heard's donation to draw focus away from the actor's ongoing legal woes. She claims Mr. Depp's effort to plant stories in the media criticizing Amber for not yet fulfilling all the donations you pledged to charity is yet another desperate attempt to divert attention from the court findings relating to the allegations of Johnny Depp committing domestic abuse and violence. In terms of evidence, one of the things that Amber continued to demand of the court and from Depp's team is communication messages from various people in both Heard and Johnny Depp's life that prove her innocence. But it didn't go the way she expected, as some curious texts popped up concerning Johnny Depp and Amber's father, David, because instead of texts, these are from 2016. For the record, when the abuse claims by Heard started, from David to Johnny cussing him out or ripping into him for being his daughter, they were kind messages from David, hoping that Johnny Depp was doing well. In the texts that were to follow, Johnny Depp notes to David that he never hurt Amber, and yet Amber has been arrested for assault before, which she has included against her own former partner. But what really is interesting is that David all but confirms that Amber lied about those abuse claims because she was fighting to keep a penthouse. Her father noted that her lawyer told her she had to, or she would have no place to live in 30 days. As if that wasn't enough, Amber's mother, Paige, also texted Johnny Depp and confirmed that Amber was lying, and no matter what happened, she would always love Johnny Depp. These responses prove various things from Johnny Depp's side of the case, not the least of which is that Amora's parents know that Johnny Depp wasn't the abusive one in the relationship, and that the whole case against him was fraudulent. That's telling. And in regards to the lawyers, they're the ones who not only let Amber try and do more discovery, but apparently weren't smart enough to figure out documents like this exist, and make sure that they didn't get exposed in court in one form or another. It's almost as if they're letting Amber dictate things because they know that it will backfire on her in the end. And so far, that would be the analysis of what's going on with the case. And there you have it, everyone. A look at how Amber Heard in her current court case may not be going the way she hoped it would go because of her lawyers and beyond. You think she cares how badly the case is going? Or is she just trying to drag it out until no one cares anymore? You think what's going on with her legal team is telling? What do you think will be the true end result of this case? Go ahead and let me know what you think in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the channel.